In a move shocking nobody, Marvel recently decided to add a quirky gimmick to one of their characters to gain media attention that simultaneously pisses off their loyal fans while destroying a superhero's moral compass, backstory, and continuing narrative completely. Now, I'm not a huge comic book fan, but I've watched enough moving Japanese pictures to know that good stories generally operate on a few ground rules. Naruto wants to be Hokage. He-Man is a master of the universe. SpongeBob wants to flip Krabby Patties, and Captain America is supposed to fight Nazis. Except for some reason, Captain America is now a secret Nazi. Captain America was joined by a number of other superheroes who all had similar announcements to make. Hail Hydra. I shot my parents. Fuck responsibility. I could see the whole time. I hate chimichangas. If this was just about Marvel making some quirky little twist to their superhero, I probably wouldn't care that much because again, I'm not that into comics, but the thing is, this is yet another instance of Marvel pushing an obvious political bias into their comics. With the help of a few friends, I decided to narrate and animate a speech given by Red Skull in the new Captain America comic. I'd like for you to pay attention and see if there are any obvious political undertones to this speech.
We grow in number each time I visit. Thank you, my friends, for your courage and dedication to our cause. I have just come from Europe. My homeland, in fact. And do you know what I saw there? It was an invading army. These so-called refugees, millions of them, marching across the continent, bringing their fanatical beliefs and their crime with them. They attack our women and bomb our cities.
The Federal Criminal Police Office is aware of a phenomenon of jointly committed sexual harassment of women in public, which is called Taharrush Jamaya. Until now, this phenomenon had not been known in Germany.
Taharrush Jamaya is an Arabic word to describe group harassment. The type of crime is usually committed by young men during mass gatherings, such as festivals and demonstrations. Usually an inner circle attacks.
And how do our leaders respond? Do they push them back and enforce the borders as is our sovereign duty? Of course not. They say, here, take our food, take our shelter, take our way of life, and then take our lives. Despicable. So it is good to be here, where some men still know how to fight. When I was a young man, there was a great war, and our two countries did not see eye to eye. But all the sides, they all agreed on certain things, the fundamental responsibilities of a nation. Protecting the land through strength, preserving the heritage and culture of the people, offering them opportunity. Now look at the world today. Look here at the dead husk that was these United States. How the mighty have fallen. Who is protected, I ask you? On my flight, I was briefed about these brave patriots fighting the government's illegal claims to their land. Who does the land belong to, if not the people? This is who your government sees as the transgressors. What about the criminal trespassers who make a mockery of your borders? No, they are protected, of course. But that is only the beginning. Your entire culture is under siege. The principles your country was founded upon, lost in the name of tolerance. Your religion, your beliefs, your sense of community, all tossed aside like trash. And you cannot even speak out against it, lest you be called a bigot. And who benefits from all this but the vultures feasting on the carcass, the bankers who stole your homes out from under you, and the politicians they purchased? Well, let them call you what they will. I know who you truly are. the beginnings of a revolution, the first to see the collapse of the old guard, and the road to something glorious. The glory of Hydra.
Hail Hydra!
This political statement couldn't be any more obvious if it was literally Michael Moore yelling into a fucking microphone. And yes, this is a political statement. Here's a quote from an interview done by Time magazine. Nick Spencer, the writer, is very politically active. He's a Capitol Hill head and following this election very closely, so we can talk about political issues in a metaphoric way. A metaphoric way! In the next few pages, they literally have one of the members of this so-called racist meeting strapping on a fucking suicide vest and blowing himself up. This isn't a metaphor, it's social justice pornography. If you don't like Islam or mass immigration, you are a Nazi and are just as bad as suicide bombers. There should be a feeling of horror or unsettledness at the idea that somebody like this can secretly be a part of this organization. There are perfectly normal people in the world who you would interact with on a professional level or personal level, and they seem like the salt of the earth, but then it turns out they have some horrible secret. So seeing as how, according to Marvel, conservatives are now members of Hydra, I decided to make this as a tribute to the true good guys. Hail Hydra. You know, if that guy T can do a call to action, I guess I can too. So if you agree with what Red Skull had to say, go ahead and make your own video saying, Hail Hydra, and send it to me. Bonus points for those who cosplay, especially if you sexually objectify yourself.